What's up, Tiddlywinks? Check this out. This is Commander Cybertron from Byway, and this was sent to me by my good sponsor, Shozi. It says, like, Tengwei model level deformation toys. This artwork is fire, though. And, yeah, I've gone through it really quick just because I didn't want to be a complete surprise, but this was very surprising to me. I actually thought this was SSO2 when this was being sent to me, but once looking at it, I realized that's not him at all. It actually looks like the Bumblebee Prime, but regardless of that, I'm not exactly sure which model of toy this is based off of, or if this is a complete brand new figure, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So inside, he comes with his blaster, which is pretty cool. The plastic, the plastic seems good enough. There is a decent amount of detail on it, but this was a trip, dude. So he has this like grilled back piece that comes off, and this is something that I don't necessarily like about it. Like when you transform it, you have to remove this, otherwise this can't flip over. You'll see that it's going to run into that grill there. So yeah, I don't know. See what I mean? Like it gets stuck there. And so you do have to remove it, and also the fact that it is not adhered to the toy. A couple of points down. Not the worst thing in the world, but it's off to the side. But this is the bot. He looks really cool, and if this is supposed to be a KO of the Studio Series one, I don't know. He's much smaller, and I'm not that familiar with that Studio Series, so I don't know how much of this is borrowed or if this is a new mold, but if you know, please let me know. In terms of accessories, he comes with some instructions in this nice handy-dandy Ziploc bag. Dude, it's Mgo's voice is rubbing off on me, dude, when he does his like funny cartoon voices. Okay, so he comes with these accessories, and for what it's worth, yeah, they're nice, glossy plastic and stuff, but boy, they are super duper thin. You see that bend? They're wibbly wobbly, and so I'd be a little bit concerned about like bending these things over time, or like I don't know, jamming them into something, into like a Decepticon, and yeah, I think it would get bent or something. But yeah, they're on very thin plastic. Not the worst that I've seen, but certainly not the best. And a set of instructions that at this point I hope I don't need. But let's look at this robot. He's pretty cool, dude. I don't think I've ever seen this guy in this deco, or let alone this like toy. He has a nice little cracked window thing, kind of reminiscent of like a shattered glass look, but obviously he's not shattered glass. This is the Nemesis. And hello, my focus. Okay, great. He has some really cool bits of teal on him, so you can see here, and I think that's about it. But it's done well. I don't see any overspray or anything like that. And I feel like this bit might be metal. Sorry, I know I keep moving it over here. My apologies. I'll try to keep this. You know what? Maybe I can just kind of like do that. There we go. Oh, then you can see the edge of my display stand. All right, whatever, dude. Okay. I think this piece is metal. I think it is, but I feel like that might be the only bit. And when I initially got this guy, so he can do the hi-ya, right? But this screw, I can still feel it's a little bit loose. I had to tighten it to basically get it to lock in place. You see that? How it's kind of like separating? Give me a second. I'm going to tighten it again, okay? Yeah, I don't like having to do surgery right out of the box for my toys, but it is what it is, and we had to make it happen. But like I said, the paint is done really well. The silver on the knees, the shins, all over the shoulders and the side of the arms, and all of this bit too. And this is kind of interesting. You can see how the back panel looks without that grill. And so when you plug this in, oh, whoops, gotta flip this out again. Yeah, I don't know why they couldn't account for that. I'm not sure why, but yeah, here we go. That's how he looks. And when I look at that, yeah, that certainly reminds me of the Bumblebee Prime look, you know, and that's not bad. It's not bad. I kind of like seeing him without all the stuff though, because you can kind of appreciate this stuff. You know what I mean? That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. So we'll just kind of plug that in right now. They do tab in. You can see these little like, I don't know, these notches or whatever. And yeah, that's secure. He has your typical range of motion per the modern toys. And I do like the fact that he doesn't have the weird SS102 shoulder bits. Do they come all the way out? No. But if you do that, you can. And that's kind of like a transformation part. But still, not the worst thing in the world. And yeah, like I said, 360. He has bicep swivel. He doesn't have a double elbow. He does have smokestacks that go up and down, and I'm not exactly sure which mode is supposed to have them up and which mode is supposed to have them down. But like I said, I don't think it really matters. There's a lot of bits that are actually just on posts and ports, like you can slide them off, like this bit over here. You can just slide that off. And I found it actually to be helpful in certain areas. And this thing too. there's a little bit of friction that I've encountered. You see how that's like right on top of the tire? And so when I transformed it, I actually had to remove it, but that's not too bad. And speaking of the tires, yo, these are rubber, dude. That's gnarly, right? I really, really like that. It's a good feel to it. I do wish that they had painted these silver. I think that would have, or gunmetal. I feel like that would have matched the motif a little bit better. Head sculpt wise, I think that's good. Deep, nice red recessed eyes in there with the silver. Come on, buddy, just focus. Yeah, no, it's done well. A lot of stuff is done well. He does not have a matrix chamber inside, per the transformation. The feet, they're on ball joints and stuff, but they're a little bit weebly wobbly, dude. I'd like them to be a tad bit tighter, and I'm sure, you know, if you do end up picking this up, you can reinforce it with whatever your favorite form of reinforcement is. But yeah, your reinforcements. No, all right, man. It's early in the morning, dude. It's early in the morning. Forgive me. But that's him. That's him, dude. Like, look at all the detail over here, dude. Isn't that nice? And this bit over here too. And when he transforms, he has this kind of like MP44 gimmick type thing, where this bit will actually swing out, and this is the front tire. And so I was like, oh, I hadn't even thought where the tires were. I had assumed that they were just kind of in here, but no, that's not the case. And again, I'm very curious as to where this particular model came from, because I'm imagining this is not an original sculpt. It's probably borrowed, so to speak. Yeah, but he's nice. Lots of nice stuff, huh? But why don't we transform him, and we can talk through some of the interesting bits of the transformation as well? Well, actually, before we do that, I want to show you the accessories. The blaster, it's a little weebly wobbly. It doesn't stay in place. I'm like, come on, dude. This is basic QC. No one thought of equipping the blaster and to be like, yeah. No one thought of that. Same thing with this. Arguably, this is a little bit better, but still, you can even see that it's like, it just kind of sinks all the way down. So they could have done that better. The swords, there's less of a problem. You can see that the fit is pretty decent. And I'm surprised that they don't really adhere to the side. I thought there would have been some gimmick to have it here, you know what I mean? And I know the black on black background is not great, but yeah, just kind of roll with me. So these arguably are the best ones that will sit in his hands. The other ones are just way too loose. And so, but yeah. Okay, now for real, Pharrell, we'll do the transformation, okay? Okay. All right, I'm going to start with this removed, okay? So we'll just set this off to the side. I hope I remember how to do this properly. There's kind of an order of operations type thing, but I'm going to try to do it as best as I can. The arms and the shoulders are really cool in my opinion. So we're going to hide the fists, and the fists we're actually going to get to later, but I'm just going to do that right now. There are these flaps that I didn't even notice that will come out later. Like you can see, these are the sides of the truck, and these will also flip out to become also the sides of a truck, but I feel like they're really, really well hidden. I'm not a big fan of flappity panel transformers. They I actually detest them, but they do a pretty good job. Yeah, oftentimes when I see panel formers, I just think it's lazy engineering or it's just juvenile engineering. But sometimes you just got to do, you just need to do it. But yeah, not a fan of that typically. But here, done pretty well, especially at this scale. And so we're going to pop the arms out because it's going to give them a little bit more mobility. And then chest is going to open up. And then we're going to lift this up. And the reason why we're going to lift this up is like these are going to flip out. And these are the sides of the Truckola. Cola. And then those are going to fit back down. And you can already see like there's going to be a bunch of stuff happening here where this goes back. The head is just going to sit backward. I'm sure we can tilt this, but maybe we'll do that a little bit later. This will come up. And let me just move the arms out of the way. And if I remember, what's going to happen is these are going to swing down like so. And they are on a double hinge. And why that's important is you need to get the alignment straight because these waist bits are going to tab in there. That little tab right there is going to tab into that slot. I found that this was probably the trickiest part of, or just like, there wasn't just a ton of space. Like I had to get it perfectly. And even when I thought I got it perfectly, like your aim is to get this as flush as possible on the bottom. And even like I was saying, and even when I thought I had this perfectly, I still found that it was just kind of like popping off. And so while we prepare to do that, and this is what I was talking about, how they just kind of slide, and I think that's fine. this bit is going to come down so that these can fold in. And then, sorry, I meant that it's going to tab onto the... My bad, dude. How long has this been off-center, dude? 1 second, okay. All right, I will strive to do better, Heather. So yeah, so what we want to do is get that in there. And so great, that one's done. But you can see he's kind of like offset just a little bit. You see that? You see what I'm talking about? Like I really want this to be lined up in the center. Oh. Hey, thanks, guy. All right, that kind of worked. That kind of worked. And we're going to swing this around. And by the way, I really like the transformation. I had a lot of fun going through it. Oh, there's a little bit of plastic flash over there. Yeah. So this is going to go like that. And that's going to close up in the back. And then, you know, he's doing the Optimus thing where this swings around to the front. This is going to start closing up. At the end, when you transform him, one of the things I wasn't able to negotiate is I found that there was a slight gap over here. Perhaps I can do it better this time. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. But here. So we got that in there. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Then we're going to swing this back over here. Also pretty cool. Look at that, dude. That's pretty clean. I like that. Like that. I haven't even had coffee and I'm on one right now, dude. I haven't even had medication yet, dude, and I'm on one. Maybe I'm just always on one, huh? So we flip that down. This is cool. This is my favorite part of the transformation. And then we lift ticket. Okay, we bring this up, and then we bring that out, and this is gonna swing. And mind you, this is on a ball peg and a hinge as well. So you just want to make sure it's as straight as possible. And also these are going to go in here, but that fit is extremely tight. And again, this bit, I was having difficulty. Like this needs to get between this and, oh, kind of did it this time. Yay, thanks, man. But we got to tab this in. And this was, oh. Yay! Wow, I'm so happy. Everything's working out great, dude. Wow. And then we tab that in there. Yay! So far, so good. And we're just straightening everything up. Oh, thanks, guys. And the feet are going to sink in here. This one actually has a post that you need to rip out. And then once you do that, it'll tab into that bit over here. And can start closing this up, and we're just going to repeat what we did on this side, which is to bring this bit out, extendo that out, and then rotate that, and then get this to sit behind. All right, this one's giving me a little bit of trouble. Maybe I got to pop it out a little bit. I'm just going to remove it just so I can see better. Okay, like that, right? And for what it's worth, I actually do like that it pops off so that, you know, if I need to do what I just did right now, it's helpful. And then this has to get into the leg. Oh, you guys, you're spoiling me. Spoiling me. And from here, the legs will tab it in, or the feet will tab in together. That's nicely done. And this will fold up. You just got to make sure that this maintains its integrity over here. Oh, oops, I forgot to fold up the arm over here on this side. I hope you know I'm being extremely mindful about trying to keep this in the shot. What's going on over here? Like that. Like that. And then, yeah, you see there's a tiny little slot up there, right? And so we bring this up, and then we plug that in. Yeah, you guys are spoiling me. Wow, the transformation was so smooth this time. It's probably because I walked through it, and a professional would normally do something like that, and maybe I should start doing that. Wait. Okay, cool. Right. And then we set these back down. And I believe they will tab back in. What a fun transformation, dude. Whoever designed this, I'm assuming somewhere in Japan, Takara Tomy, and maybe these guys have borrowed it. Or I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Perhaps these people have, these individuals have developed this on their own, but I kind of doubt that. And here we are, friends. Oh, no. I was like, here we are, friends. Trying to be all cool. Okay, last time I did this, I do remember now, I had some issues. There's a bunch of areas where there's corresponding tabs and slots. I had some difficulty getting everything to like line up last time. Just when I got one side in, the other side. Oh, you guys. Dude, everything just tabbed in super nice. It still does have that slight gap though. Hold on, let me bring this. Watch, now that I pulled this out, it's not gonna it's not gonna tab in all properly. No, I should have just been okay with that. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if it's something that I've done incorrectly, but oh, wait a minute. Okay, that seam is not present, but you can see the seams here are present. And so if I actually make this part stick, so you can see this part is slightly raised, and I don't know if there's a way to get this to sink down further. I think it should be like that. I mean, not I think, I know, but for whatever reason, it won't. And due to that, there's this kind of gap in the front, and it's a bit unsightly, to be completely honest. It's probably the worst part of this vehicle. Everything else is pretty nice, and it's a very fun and enjoyable experience, but this ruins it, unfortunately. That's too bad. That's too bad, especially for those of y'all who like keeping your Transformers in their alt modes. This would bother me. This would bother me. And yeah, I could try to like fiddle and fuddle with this and try to get this to like come up a little bit. Sure, but then what about the side parts, right? I could try to like halfway negotiate it so we can do a half and half a little bit, but I don't know, man. I feel like we shouldn't have to negotiate anything, dude. It should be as is. But whatever, dude. That's the truck, dude. For what it's worth, other than this like gap over here, it's not the worst thing in the world. Actually, it's quite nice. It's quite nice, especially with the rubber tires and stuff. They're very stiff. The rear ones and the front ones roll properly, but this one, there's a little bit of friction with this part. Still, though, just a little bit of extra QC really could have made this a home run versus like a triple or something, you know, and especially with the weapons as well, being so fiddly-fuddly with the hands and stuff and loose goose. Just a little bit of extra QC really could have made this a grand slam, but for now, it's like a double or triple at best, you know what I mean? But still, not a bad product from Byway. And yeah, thank you so much, Shozi, for sponsoring me and providing this toy. Thank me for doing this review, and most of all, thank you for watching, okay? I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, and thank you for your generous donation of time, okay? All that money goes to help charity, and so you are doing a good thing. Have a wonderful day, friends. Bye-bye.